K6NYC, WB6 ISO.
Well, hello, Dennis. You must have gotten it fixed there. Good evening, 86.
Yeah, you bumped your antenna up this way a little bit. I got some information I want to pass along to you. Very pleasant good evening. Just got everything all completed. Hopefully back on the air, and hope everything's doing fine for you down there. Just want to get hold of you before the net started and had some information I wanted to pass along. Over.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm having just a little bit of problems of hearing you. So give me a little transmission. Let me move my antenna one way or the other so I can get peeked on you a little better. Yeah, K6NYC WB6 ISO. I'm trying to get peeked on you there a little bit, Mike. You're going to have to give me a little bit of a transfusion.
Well, I'm turned the other way, so stand by. Just stand by. I'm rotating toward you.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I'm trying to rotate toward you. Let me know when. I'll give you a little transmission. Let me know when you get here. And then I have some information I'd like to pass along to you. And have a very, very pleasant good evening. Over, over.
Yeah, I got everything so far. I'm not having any trouble copying you, Dan. And I stopped at a spot where you're very strong, so if it's okay, I'll leave it here.
You know, I asked John to pass along some information from Gary, WA6IKE. Did you get the information? Over.
I'm ready.
Yeah, Gary gave me a call. He did not end up going to Oregon. He's in Nevada City. And unfortunately, apparently he mentioned a divorce or something. But anyway, he's going to come down here. He wants to come down here with his radio. Wants to check it out here when he gets down here. But anyway, he's in Nevada City, and hopefully he's going to be able to get all his antennas and everything else back up and going. So I want to let you know that he's in California. He didn't go to Oregon. He's in Nevada City. Over.
Okay, I got that message. You had passed that on too. I think. Bill or John, one or the other. So I got that information, Nevada City, and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I had for you, and we finally got the antenna work done, rebuilt all the 432 system. Much better with LMR 600 up there and replacing all that LMR 400. Hopefully there's going to be a big improvement on 432 as well. Here on 2, yep, everything looking good. Got all the SWRs all taken care of, so looking really good. Anyway, I did talk to Kent earlier, 160, and Dave in 1PPP. If you'd like to go ahead and check them in while we're at it. And the last station I worked, and he'll try to check in later, is KD6BQ Richard over there in Nevada at 249. I just got through talking to him. Over.
Okay, well, I'll check Richard in. I'm sure we'll hear him later, but I'll go ahead and check in as 249. Thank you.
Yeah, his tower was down. He had some very, very high winds over there, and so he had actually went out and rented a scissor lift and was working on that, trying to get all of his antennas straightened out. So his tower is in the down position, but I'm sure that you still should be able to hear him.
Yeah, probably won't have much effect on 2 meters here.
Okay, very good. Well, that's all I got for you, and hopefully everything is doing fine for you. Over.
Okay, we'll see you when I come around in your direction there, if you're still there for any further people that check in with you. But we've got Kent and Dave, and I've got Richard written down. I'm sure you'll probably hear. I haven't heard anything from Rich at KA6NBC.
He checks in with me in the mornings on 3959, but as far as doing anything on his antenna systems here on 2 meters, man, I haven't got any updates of what he's doing or when he's going to do it. So I'll try to get an update since I've really been kind of off the air. Other than I catch him there in the mornings on 3959, but I'll try to get an update, see what's going on with him.
Well, he's obviously he's so busy, I guess is what it boils down to. He just hasn't had time to do his own stuff. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, he just got back from Colorado. He was over there in Colorado for, God, I don't know, a good part of a week, I guess, on some project they had to do, and he just got back. So, Yeah, he's been pretty busy, not having a whole lot of time to work on anything at home. So, yeah, that's the way things are going. Alrighty, well, I see it's almost net time, so I'll get out of the way and let you continue on with the net that you do. You have a very, very pleasant good evening down there. Yeah, it's nice to be back up and running. WB6 ISO, Bozo 86.
Roger, Roger.
982.
No, not yet, but they'll be on here in a few seconds.
I got 982.
Good evening, Mike.
Hey, good evening, Daryl.
I am pointed that way. Stand by, Larry. We got relay 909. Ed, KI682. How you doing, bud?
KK6ZKE.
I hear Terry in there, KK6ZKE. Good evening, Terry. Good to hear you. Did you guys get to the flea market?
I got to the flea market, ZKE, and I actually purchased a 70-centimeter amp, so I have another project.
Oh, very good. To get you to what power level?
100.
Oh, okay, 110 watts or something, huh? Okay, very good. Well, I don't know. That we haven't heard you on 432, so maybe do you have an antenna and everything up for that band?
No, by the time I got back to Ken's booth, it was gone.
I'm sorry. By the time you got back, it was gone. What does that mean?
No, somebody bought it.
Oh. Well, there must have been more than one there, but anyway, yeah, they're not that hard to find. I know a place in Fresno that has lots of them over. Okay, very good. What radio do you have to drive the amp?
It's a Yaesu 991A.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. Good. Let me get back to Daryl. Daryl, how are you doing? How's everything up there? It was a nice, beautiful, warm day, huh?
Oh, man, it was beautiful here today. We really enjoyed it. We're just trying to pick up around here. It's a big chore. Got to do it a little at a time.
G6 USS Bozo 831 over here in the high desert.
KJ6TYO 10.
We hear the high desert. Stand by just 1 second, John.
West side, anybody copy? KG6 USS Bozo 831.
Yeah, Bozo 47 there, John. KG6 USS 831. We've got you. And you've got my 47. I don't know. I haven't heard Rob or anybody else in here with a station that can get to you yet, but they'll be here. You're a little early, over.
Well, you came blowing in on my vertical there, and I thought, well, I better jump on you now while I got a chance.
Are you on the vertical now?
No, I'm pointed at you, or pointed in your direction there, copy?
Yeah, you got terrible multipath. I may not be pointed right at you. I think I stopped a little short of, well, I went past. That's what I did. I went past the heading for you. And maybe that's what's causing the multipath. So speak slowly and I'll be able to copy you, but the multipath makes it very difficult to copy. You're very strong, but just garbled.
I'm sorry to hear that. You're coming in here pretty good there, Mike. I got you on the list. Is anybody else out your way want to check in with me?
Like I say, not any of the bigger stations have come on and called into the net yet. Here, John, over.
711.
Oh, there's one. John, you can probably work KG6 USS if you're pointed that way. Go ahead.
KG6 USS, Kilo 6, Mike India, number 711, up in Delta Mike 06 this time. Go ahead.
Well, that was a perfect double. Stand by, John. Stand by. Don't transmit, John. Just listen for K6MI. Go ahead, John again.
KG6 USS, K6 Mike India, Delta Mike 06, number 711. All right, go ahead, John.
Yeah, try your number again. What's your Bozo number?
711. 711.
I hear you, but I'm not quite getting the number. I've got a little delay on my amplifier here.
Yeah, we've got very severe distortion multipath tonight. His number is 711. 711. In-and-out store, over.
Roger, roger. Got the 7 come 11. Roger, Mike. Thank you.
You betcha.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, John. Good to hear you.
Good to hear you. Have concerts, so I haven't been on the air, but swap meet was good. Hobbled around. Didn't end up buying anything, but the hidden transmitter hunt was fun to watch everybody learn about hidden transmitters.
I didn't copy much of that, John. I'm sorry. It's kind of garbled. Your audio is getting like RF feedback on it or something. Something about hidden transmitters. I'm sorry I didn't get to the flea market myself. I was getting over a very severe case of allergy. I had allergy that was just driving me crazy. I was sneezing and blowing my nose every minute, so I just couldn't. I don't think I could have done very well with a box of Kleenex under my arm, blowing my nose, and sneezing. And I finally got halfway under control. By that time it was noon, and so it was too late to come. And we also had a very, very busy day trying to finish up the last of the solar panels. We're just in the last. So it was a very busy weekend here, John. So that's why I just couldn't, and we didn't have time to get the equipment. I wanted Frank to stay on the solar stuff, and he was going to have to help me with all the equipment that we were taking to the flea market, and we just didn't have enough time to do everything. So we had other people coming also to work with Frank, so it was just a very awkward Saturday, unfortunately. I'll try to go to the next one. K6MI, K6MYC.
No problem at all. Yeah, we knew you were down for the count. The hidden transmitter was fun, showing everybody how to hunt a transmitter, and other than that, it was great. K6MI.
Yeah, okay, good. I understood at that time. Thank you, John.
KM6SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, good evening to John, K6MI, and I was hearing John, KG6USS. Are you still on there, John?
Rob, I'm here. How you doing, brother? Got you on the list there. How's it going?
Okay, yeah, busy. Cut a bunch more wood today and been working on my solar. So it's same old as it goes. Anyway, thanks for checking me in. Good to hear you there. KM6SR, number 432.
All right, Rob, got you on the list. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, it was kind of a weird path tonight, no doubt about it. We'll check you later. KG6USS. We're back to net control on the vehicle.
Did you get that, Rob?
Yeah. He said he's about going back to his vertical and doing the net control. Let's see. I missed a couple of people in the beginning. The Fresno net ran into 7:30 hour there, so I think I might have heard. Was it Daryl or Ron on there?
Daryl was here. We got Terry was here, 7:04. I got Dennis. 86 is back up in the air and functional, so put down 86. He also checked in 160 and 336, as well as KD6BQ 249. So 982 and then 704. John, K6MI, and yourself, over.
Ronnie was there.
KJ6TYO 1009.
And there's Ron, KJ6TYO. Good evening, Ron.
Good evening, all.
Okay, got them all. Good evening, guys. Thank you, Mike. KM6SR.
Yeah,
Hi, Rob.
more than one.
How you doing, Daryl?
I did checked in. WB6 ISO for the relay.
I can even hear the guys in SoCal. I'm amazed.
Yep, I'm hearing them too on the vertical. I'm hearing Dennis on the back of my antenna also.
Good evening down there. Yeah, GGY would like.
Well, I was thinking about going to the verticals. I could.
You might be around the vertical. You got him checked in?
Mike, were you copying Dennis? I didn't catch all of it there. He kind of doubled with Daryl.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get a GGY? Did you get him checked in or?
Okay, Dennis, you're saying GGY. We'll put him down. Thank you.
No, I did not get GGY. I did not get 884. I have not heard Phil yet. Phil, I don't know if I can hear you off the back of the beam. WB6GGY, are you there? I don't hear him.
Yeah, WB6GGY, I believe they got you checked in. You're all checked in or over. 73 to you, WB6 ISO with the relay.
I don't hear him at all, Dennis. He must be. He may have something broken. Is he running on generator or something?
I will have to check GGY. I forgot your name over there. Where's the QTH? And are you running on a vertical antenna? What's the deal? We got a twin heart, and the name is Phil. No, he's running horizontal antenna there, but I guess it's just conditions, and I'm not pointing directly at him there, Mike, but yeah, he is running horizontal, and he's in twin heart, over.
Oh, did you say he's only running 20 watts to a vertical?
Negative. He is running a horizontal beam, just QTH, is twin heart, and it must be just strictly conditions, over.
Yeah, I know where he is. I talk to Phil too every day in the morning on 40 meters. That's Phil, Papa Hotel, India Lima, WB6GGY Twain Heart. Phil is blind like I am, over, so we talk all the time, over.
KM6SR.
Well, anyway, that's what it is, and Phil, you are checked in, and a pleasant good evening to you. Is there anything else that I could do for you there, Mr. Phil, over?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
73 there, Phil. Take care. Have a fine evening. WB6 ISO. Back to you there, Mike.
Roger. Go ahead, Rob.
Yes, Aaron's hearing Dennis very loud. He'd like to work him if he could. Are you copying me there, Dennis? KM6SRR?
Why, certainly, Mr. Rob. I copy just fine. KM6SRR from WB6 ISO. And how are you?
I'm doing fine, Dennis. Yeah, I'm getting you really loud off the back of my antenna, so that's how I'm talking to you now. Aaron, K6USY, would like to make a contact with you. Listen up for him.
WB6ISO, Kilo 6, Uniform, Sierra Yankee, and Delta Mike 06, over.
Yeah, K6US Uniform, yeah, please, yeah. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, 5'9", no problem. Very, very loud, over.
Oh, very good, Dennis. Yeah, you're as loud as I think I've ever heard you. You're like S6, S7 down here. This is just 100 watts and a whole loop from West Fresno. Roger?
Roger. And what was the name?
Name here is Aaron, Alpha, Romeo, Oscar, November. I run the Bozo Net live stream for Mike, so I'm one of the behind-the-scenes guys, but I don't have a big station, but man, the conditions are amazing right now, so I will put you in the log. Can I get your grid square?
Yeah, my grid square is 98, yeah, Charlie Mike 98, as I remember. Yeah, we were down for a while. We just got through rebuilding the antenna system, retuned everything. We're running 40-element quad system, and we're running a Binko amp at about 1,200 watts. So that's kind of the rundown here, but just had gone through and just replaced all the coax with new LMR 600, got that taken care of, and then we're working on the 432. So I'm looking for the 432 when that comes around. I think we're going to make a big improvement in that aspect of it as well. Anyway, Aaron, yeah, you're 5'9", nice signal, no problem. Over.
Very good, Dennis. Thanks for the contact. And yeah, it sounds like the station's improvements have made a huge difference. So hopefully we'll hear you down here more often. So go ahead, Mike, K6USY, and go ahead and check in 1079 and 1100.
I got you checked in, Aaron. Thanks much. Good evening to you. Sounding good. And we'll check a standby and see who else is in here. I'm pointed south, still south, and I've got Ron is in here. Ron didn't have a very long transmission. Anything to report on there from you, Ron? You got to work this week or what? Over.
Whiskey 6 Papa Echo 620.
Looks like Ron is in and out already. Good evening, Mike. 620. We got you. Take one. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, heard you in there, and several other stations kept coming in pretty good. Even the one from Charlie Mike 98 had a very strong signal, and up here in Oakhurst, so good to hear him on there. Been in taking a generative AI training class yesterday, today, and again tomorrow. So it's keeping me pretty busy from about 7 a.m. to a little after 4 p.m. every day. So giving my brain a little bit of exercise.
Yeah, very good. You're taking an AI class. Is that is it teaching you accounting?
Negative. It's teaching me how to use the large language models that's used for AI. So you can use those for. Actually, there's quite a few things, both in analyzing data as well as generating images or movies or even writing applications. So it can do just about anything that a human can do on a computer.
Yeah, very good. Is this a class that you're taking on your own volition, or is it sponsored by the Chancey folks?
No, it's a class that I'm taking on my own because I realize that pretty much everything I can do a agent in AI can be trained to do and basically automate most of which I do. So I figured it was better to be on the other end.
Yeah, I hear you. AI taking your job, huh? Okay, understand. Very good. Well, thanks for checking in here, and we'll get around in your direction a little bit if we have anything else, but let me see if there's anybody else in the south. We're looking for KB6RQU, and we're looking for N6SWR. Either one of you guys down there tonight, over?
I want to come in down there in Dalton and so on.
I guess all I'm hearing is John down there. Is that what you're hearing, Rob?
Yep, QSL, John off the vertical. Boy, he sure is loud. Yeah, I'm sure we could hear Ben or Rick if they were in there. No, I'm not hearing them either.
Okay. Was there somebody else there? Somebody said hi, Mike, at the end. Go ahead. Yeah, I wonder who said hi, Mike. Go ahead. Maybe I'm dreaming.
Maybe they were talking to W6PE.
Possibly so. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley within the sound of my voice that's copying? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net. I guess not. I guess Ken's pooped out. I thought Ken might be in here tonight. I wanted to apologize to Ken for not getting there. I was going to call you guys at the flea market. I was going to call all morning long, and we were just in and out busy. That one thing and another, somebody was forever interrupting and then phone calls. So I must have had 15 phone calls on Saturday. I don't know what the hell the deal was, but every time I turned around, the phone was ringing. So I, aside from having leftovers of the allergy attack, we were trying to get the last of the solar panels up and installed, and Frank kept asking me if he did it this way, was it okay, or if he did it that way, was it okay? And so I just, and then Frank was just super tied up. He worked real late the night before, and it just didn't give us any time to do anything as far as getting ready. And I was going to be blowing and sneezing anyway for the first half a day on Saturday, so it just didn't work well for me. Rob, I'm sorry we couldn't get down there to see all the guys. Over. Still there, Rob?
BG 971.
Wonder where Rob went. Rob went downstairs to get dinner, I guess.
No, I was talking on the other radio, Mike, and I hear Dave in there, K6EBG.
I hear you, Dave. I was just waiting for Rob to come back there. Okay, good evening, Dave. You're sounding good, and it was a nice warm day, probably about the best weather you could possibly have for your condition, huh?
Hi, Roger. Yeah, it's beautiful today. Yeah, I just want to say hi, Mike. Check me in. I'm here.
Yeah, there's a load of them, ain't there?
Beam me up, Scotty, huh?
Exactly.
Okay, we got you.
All right. You guys have a wonderful one. Hi, Rob.
How you doing, Dave? I'll try to make it over to the Old Time Radio Net tonight. I'm having trouble with that radio, though. It doesn't want to select the right frequencies.
Huh. Looks like it's on the right frequency.
31.
Yeah, everybody seems to be on the right frequency tonight. I'm not having any trouble with anybody here. All right, I guess it's time to go over toward the Tascadero if we don't have any other further check-ins here and get this thing going around the clock here. So, one last call as I'm rotating. K6MYC, Bozo Net, San Joaquin Valley. Anybody? Here we are down toward 210 and toward the Tascadero. W6QUI, W6QUI, K6MYC. Uh-oh. How about KN6EIV? KB6WRW? Is there anybody down there in the Paso Robles, Tascadero, Pescadero area? Not Pescadero. San Luis Obispo and Napomo and all that area. K6MYC, Bozo Net, beaming the coast. The south coast and in between. Nothing heard from Ron tonight. That's disappointing. Maybe he'll be in here on Wednesday. I'm rotating now toward Santa Cruz. Here we go. Here we are up toward Santa Cruz. AW6S, who I missed seeing. Hopefully you're here tonight. Not all worn out from the flea market transportation business you were in. KW6S, K6MYC.
Fuck, what the hell just happened here?
The cat's got the mic keyed.
Honest to God, what the hell happened?
If you're listening to the stream, you're still on the air, so whoever's got the cat problem, you might want to unkey the mic. Over. that is. Do you hear that, Rob?
No, I don't. I was trying to turn the stream on to hear it.
All of a sudden he got untangled there, so he must have been listening to the stream and finally realized that he had his mic keyed there. No, I think the mic's still keyed, as a matter of fact. Let me just see once here. I don't know who it is. Let me see if AF6 United. How about you, Lee? Are you on tonight, and can you copy through that carrier or that signal that's keyed up? AF6 United, K6MYC. No, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
Last time that happened, Mike, I think Dave's dog was laying on his foot switch.
Alpha Foxtrot 6 United.
Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Good evening, Lee.
Well, I just had a little radio hiccup here that I can't quite describe what the heck went on there, but all of a sudden, as you just announced that you were coming up to Santa Cruz, something happened to my radio, and it totally went deaf, and I heard you start to call Tom, and that was all I heard, and so I've been scrambling for the last 2 minutes there. K6MYC from AF6 United.
Well, we heard you. What happened was your mic had gotten keyed. Either your foot switch, if you have a foot switch, something sitting on the foot switch, or the mic rolled over. I have a microphone that can roll over sometimes. When I lay it down, it rolls over and it keys up. So something happened, and you were talking about the cat. Maybe the cat was sitting on the mic switch. So we were listening to the whole thing. We heard every word. Needless to say, over.
Oh my gosh, what an embarrassing situation there. Well, I must have reached over because one side of my headphones cut out, and I must have bumped something on the radio. I must have bumped the transmit switch, the manual transmit switch on the front of the radio. I hope I didn't say anything too bad there.
Nothing worse than we hear every day on the TV anyway, so you're okay. The FCC won't come and get you unless you do that consistently for years on end, over.
KM6SR.
Yeah, and especially to harass other people, right? So, that was not the intention. Anyway, all right, well, I'm not sure if Tom is out there. I heard you calling for him. KW6S, if I may. KW6S, are you out there?
He doesn't appear to be. Stand by a second and listen for KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we have such good propagation. I'm actually hearing Lee on 2 meters, which I never do. AF6 United, KM6SR. How you doing, Lee?
Oh, I'm doing really fine, Rob. Thank you. That sounds really good. You're sounding good tonight. I think we've got a good path. Something must be bending around the mountain there for us. KM6SRR from AF6 United.
Yeah, Roger, Lee, KM6SR, Delta Mike 07. What's your grid square, and we'll make it a contact.
Roger. KM6SRR from AF6 United, Charlie Mike 9 or 6. Let's make it an official contact. Sounds good to me. And you're coming in nice and clear tonight. No problems at all. And sorry about getting that all messed up there a little bit earlier.
Okay, I didn't catch your grid square.
Charlie Mike 9 or 6. CM96 Charlie Mike 9 or 6.
Roger, got it. Charlie Mike 96. Thank you, Lee.
Roger there, Rob. Well, good talking with you, and I'll say 7-3. KM6SRR from AF6 United, over to K6MYC.
Okay, and I don't hear Tom in here. Maybe Tom is still unpacking from all the stuff he brought back from the flea market. I didn't make it because of any number of reasons, notwithstanding a pretty nasty allergy attack. I haven't had anything that bad for years. And I was just tickling. My nose was just on fire for a day and a half, so I was miserable. Anyway, let's see. KW6S, last call for you, Tom, and until we come back and try again later. K6MYC. Now, Tom may be out to dinner with the wife or something. Anyway, no worries. Lee, we'll let you go and untangle your foot switch and your elbow switch, elbow keying up the radio, and whatever else happened there. Very good. It was funny. Well, you're not the first or the last to have done that. That happens more often than you'd like to hear. I mean, I've had the same thing happen, and then the first thing out of your mouth is a couple of swear words. What the hell's going on here? I can't get anything to work. Sounds good. All right, Lee, we'll see you tomorrow night, probably on 6 meters. Hey, and hopefully you've got the. Did you get anybody to come in yet and replace and put the tower in place yet?
Well, that's going to happen, I think, on Tuesday. I did, the guy that dug and poured, he's going to bring a small machine back on Tuesday, and I think we're going to get the base set, and we're going to get the tower on the base, and get that thing tilted up. I don't have power out there to the tower, so I'm not going to be able to crank it up yet, and I still don't have the antenna situation all squared away and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely think that the tower is going to be set up and ready for the next step, because boy, there are sure a lot of steps in getting this whole thing put together. So anyway, all right, 7-3 everybody. K6MYC from AF6 United. Back to net.
Okay, well, just a simple extension cord, 14 gauge 50 footer probably would reach out there, and that's all you need. You don't have to worry about running power at all. The motor's very powerful, and you'll raise that tower no problem. Over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a 1 horsepower motor out there, but I do have to get the connector and all of that kind of stuff, you know, in place, all of it wired up and everything before I can go. So, yeah, that's, like I said, there are just so many little tiny steps that, you know, everybody thinks, oh, yeah, you just dig a hole and put a tower in it, and yeah, you're done. But, no, it ain't quite that simple. So, anyway, thanks for all the advice, and thanks for your support, Mike, and the group there. And, yeah, looking forward to getting that thing up in the air and getting some antennas on it. So, 7-3, everybody. AF6 United, back to net.
Yeah, well, if it's a 1 horsepower motor, it may or may not be able to be wired for 110 or 220. Probably wired now for 220. Is that what Tayshin told you?
Yeah, that's it is a 220 motor.
That's a mistake, but that's okay. You don't need anything near that powerful. That's way overkill. I run half horsepower on the 70 footers, and they go right on up. So they run easily. I got a 300-foot extension cord, and I'm running my tower up and down with it on a half horse motor. Over.
Okay, well, like I said, there are so many, I hate to use the pun, moving parts to this whole operation, but yeah, I haven't quite gotten into that section yet. I don't even have the antenna built that I'm going to put on that thing to start with and get that all going. So, yeah, getting power to the motor to put it up and down is several steps away from where I'm at right now. I will be very happy to get that thing on top of the mound and get it bolted in place and upright. So that's the next major step, and after that there are several steps to go. So all right, thanks for all the advice, Mike. K6MYC, AF6 United.
All righty. Well, what you're supposed to do, this is ham radio. You're supposed to enjoy what you're doing, so treat it as just part of the hobby, and enjoy every step and learn from it. That's then it doesn't seem like such a big chore. You just go from one to the next thing, and okay, I got that out of the way. Down and go to the next one. This is fun. So treat it that way. You'll have a lot better time at it, not have to worry about it. It does require some planning, particularly in the tower area a little bit. Like you've done the planning, you've done the hard stuff now. It's just a matter of the rest of it's easy. Over.
Yeah, okay. And yes, I am definitely having a whole lot of fun. I mean, I love planning projects and seeing things actually get built and become operational and whatnot. And yeah, so this has definitely been a very interesting endeavor, journey to take, I guess I could say. And yeah, I've learned a whole lot in the last 6 months or so, even from just planning on what kind of a tower do I want. I mean, you know, I had to go from I already had a tower that was that I could have put up that was 56 feet tall, and it required guy wires. And you know, as I got into all of that kind of stuff, where am I going to put them? And you know, yeah, all of the different little check boxes that you have to go through in the whole process. It's quite interesting. But anyway, I won't hold up the net any longer here. Thanks for all the advice, Mike. I really do appreciate it, and especially your support too. So 7-3 everybody. AF6 United. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's the first one of let's say 9 or 10 that you're going to do. I've got 9 towers on my property. Every one of them is at least as big as yours or larger. So you can see I've done it a couple of times. All right, 7-3, Lee. One last call for Tom if you happen to come in the shack. Tom, KW6S, K6MYC. No Tom. Okay, up into the Bay Area. Here we go.
Bozo 410.
Oh boy, you're loud.
7910. Hey, Mike. Yeah, a little bit early. We got a heck of a bounce. Good grief. Yeah, you're in like 10 over S9 here, sounding great. So thought I'd just jump in and check in. I'm in watching a hockey game, so wanted to get back to that.
Okay, no problem. And very loud, Russ. We'll see you. If you get a break in the hockey game, come back in and check in again. When I get pointed your way, we'll see what the S meter looks like at that point. But you're like almost pointed at you.
Yeah, no kidding. Same here. So, okay, Mike. Well, hey, have a good Bay Area, and hopefully we'll catch you here in a little bit. So, K6MYC, KW6T, and the Bozo Net. KW6T clear.
Okay, very good. 7-3, Russ. Who do we have in the Bay Area? I hear a couple of voices. Kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, 2 meter Bozo Net. Go ahead.
Yeah, WB6791090 and Jim Zulu. I think 26 is in there too. K9 Zulu Papa Yankee. K9 Zulu Papa Yankee.
K9ZPY, KA9ZPY, and WB6WNI. Good evening, Gary. Got your 1090. Let me get K9ZPY's number. What's your Bozo number?
Good evening. My Bozo number is 1161. 1161. 1161.
Got it. All okay. Good signal. Nice signal down here. You're in what town in the Bay Area?
I am in Mill Valley. Mill Valley in Marin.
I'm right. I was going to say Mill Valley because we just worked you last week, and it just you just haven't been in enough for me to have you locked in a little bit in the brain category and the memory category yet. But I think we got everything except the handle now. I'll have you nailed. Over.
Yeah, Tom, tired old man, Mill Valley, only 100 watts, 100 watts. Over.
Well, you're doing fine, Tom. No problem from Mill Valley with 100 watts. Doing a fine job. Thanks for checking in, and let me shoot it back to Gary and see how he's doing. He's in San Jose, right next to Campbell, San Jose Campbell area. So that's where Gary is. You should hear him, but you may not hear him well because he's pointed my way, sort of off the back corner of his antenna from where you are there in Mill Valley. WB9 and WB6 WNI K6MYC. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, thank you, Mike. The Mill Valley might be a stretch, and you're right, the back of the beam, but back of the beams often work, but I did not hear them. It's funny how those go, but Mike, I also talk about all this work. Today I removed the 6-meter antenna, reconnected it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So yes, yet another station doing antenna work. But I'm going to say 73 again. I'm in the middle of dinner. I want to let you know that JNN, Jim is out there. And Jim, you're very weak at my end, but anyway, Jim is out there as well, Mike. And I'm just going to say 73 and try 6-meter tomorrow night. K6MYC in the group, AB6WNI.
Okay, very good, Gary. And I'll take a listen for Jim, although if he's got the broken antenna or whatever, I may not hear him, but I've got him checked in. Jim, if you're copying me, I've got you logged in for a check-in. Good evening. Have a good dinner, Gary, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on 6, as you say. WB6JNN, go ahead, K6MYC. Well, it's Q3 and S is 0, Jim. 3 by 0, but we've got you. I know you're trying. You're probably transmitting on the antenna that's pointed straight up, but thank you very much for the check-in, Jim. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's not conversational. WB6JNN, I'm glad you checked in, Jim, and hopefully you had a good weekend. The weather was spectacular down here. WB6JNN, K6MYC.
KA6UYH.
Yeah, good evening, Chris. KA6UYH. Whoops, I don't want to put that down. I want to put your Bozo number down. Chris, go ahead.
All right, Bozo number is 1226.
Yeah, one of the more recent members. We're up to 1232 now, but very good to hear you. And I did listen for you, of course, twice now on 6 meters with the dipole. I didn't hear you. You were going to put up a dipole for 6. And Gary had problems also, so I don't know whether you guys connected, but I didn't hear Gary either. He had a problem as well. KA6UHY, K6MYC.
If you're talking about Gary from Campbell, yeah, he's definitely 5 over 9. It's the gentleman that just said 73 and went to dinner, if that's the same individual. I have started on the 6-meter dipole, but I did not finish it today. So I'm hoping tomorrow when I come home from work, maybe I can actually get it up and tuned.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, hopefully you'll do that. I know it's getting dark earlier, so you won't have a lot of time for that unless you get off work at 3:30 or 4. You probably have about an hour of light, and then it goes away very quickly after 5 o'clock, I can tell you. I'm running out of daylight now on some of my jobs outside. Anyway, you're sounding good as always on 2 meters here, even though you're still vertical. Go ahead.
Roger, I am. I'm still vertical, so I don't know. At least we're able to make contact because on 6, I just can't work you on 6.
Yeah. Well, we'll work you. I'm sure we'll hear you. And I hear Gary on 6 too, but I think he had a broken feed line the last couple of tries. Didn't know what was wrong. A couple of guys have had broken feed lines, or the center pin pulled back from the mating connector and stuff like that. So those things happen. All of a sudden your feed line just goes open and you get a little bit of signal out, but it's only what the capacitive coupling of the open connector can do for you, which is about 30 dB down. All right, Chris, thanks very much for popping in here. KA6UHY, K6MYC. We'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully on 6.
All right, Mike, 73, K6MYC from KA6UYH.
Okay. Now, who else do we have in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
AB6SR.
AB6SR. Good evening, Stan.
Good evening, Mike. You're a tremendous signal here tonight. Loudest I've heard you in quite a while, I think. Yeah, you're right with the weather. We had a very pleasant day today, 76.5, I think it was outside, though I wasn't outside much at all. I was watching English football pretty much all morning, and then making leek and potato soup for dinner tonight. So had a busy day indoors more than anything else, but yeah, it was a lovely day. Wonderful super moon a couple of nights ago, and yeah, it's been good. So nothing much else from here. But again, you're a wonderful signal coming in here. K6MYC, AB6SR in Los Gatos.
Okay. Very good. Now, you've tried, at least you've listened a little bit on 6, but do you have something we can try with you tomorrow on 6 meters, Stan, over?
Yeah, I'll try to put that Delta loop back up again. I did have it up on Monday of last week, but everything was pretty weak. So, yeah, I was going to give up on 6, but I'll try it again tomorrow evening and see if things are any better for me. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. You should be able to hear Gary, WB6WNI, and you should hear, hopefully, Chris, who was just on here, KA6UYH, if he gets his dipole made. He's got it sort of half assembled, but he hasn't put it up and tuned it yet, so he'll be doing that, hopefully. But you guys should all hear each other, even if things aren't working perfectly. And at least you can, if one of you can get through to me, I can check all 3 of you in. If you just pass on your call to the other guy, and that way we can get you checked in. And of course, you should hear me. I run 1,500 watts in the 9-element Yagi at 100 feet. So when you can't hear that, then there's something wrong, terrible blockage or an open feed line or something. So hopefully you'll hear a little bit of me in there, and any other locals. You can check in with anybody. Just tell them that you're checking in, and pass your number on to Mike, and they'll get you checked in. 73 Stan, AB6SR, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I'll certainly try tomorrow evening, 8:30, I think. Right? Have a good evening.
Yeah, it's funny because you're starting out just like I started out on 6 meters. I was not a very big 6-meter gun. I did 2-meter moon bounce before I ever made a transmission on 6. Finally, I got a radio that could do 6 meters, and I put up a dipole, and that lasted about a day. So this ain't working. The guys in San Jose couldn't hear me. They're all running kilowatts, and I was just running 100 watts, and they could just barely hear me. So I thought, okay, that ain't going to work. So the next thing, one long story short, Stan, I ended up with 4 9-element Yagis on 6 meters at 75 feet. Then everybody heard me, over.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. So 4 9-elements phased together at 75 feet. That'd be one hell of a signal. Okay, have a good evening. I'll try tomorrow evening. K6MYC, AB6SR clear.
Yeah, even could hear people off the moon. I could even hear my own echoes, sideband echoes every now and then as well. So it played very well. But that shows you when you get motivated, you're pissed off about that dipole, and you're going to be pissed off about that Delta loop, and the next thing you don't have a 3-element or a 5-element Yagi up there. All right, take care, my friend. AB6SR 73 K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please, over. Well, you timed it perfectly. The noise source that just came on, and I didn't get your call. Can somebody either relay or can you say it a couple of times again? Your Bozo number, over.
1296, 1296, 1296.
Okay, got 1296. Holy cow. Why are we so weak here? Everybody else is romping and stomping. You must have the antenna in the wrong direction, Jim, over.
Yeah, I've got it about 10 degrees to the north of you because I have quite a bit of local noise here, QR Nancy. I'll move it directly to your heading. That's right there. Is that any better?
Yeah, and I got you better, too. I'm at 8. I'm at 287. I'm right where I should be. You peak right where you should be, over.
All right. Well, this must be conditions then. You're running a 526 here, which is below your normal. You're usually about 3S units or so larger. That's about 9 dB, but we can work with it like this. Nothing happens over the weekend. I don't golf or anything like that, so no stories to tell or lies to tell about golfing. But anyway, I'm going to do that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll remember everything that I did correctly last Thursday when I had a pretty good round.
Yeah, okay. I got it.
Catch you on tomorrow on, let's see, tomorrow is Monday, so that's got to be 222. K6MYC W6PQL.
Okay, now you're coming up. Let me ask you just a short questionnaire for you. Do you know why they call the game golf?
No, why?
Because they ran out of all the other four-letter words.
Oh, darn, that's good. I'm going to use that one.
Okay. All righty. See you tomorrow. And thanks. W6PQL, K6MYC. Very loud now.
Okay, Mike. Cheers.
Okay, who else do we have? KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, are you there tonight, Mike? K6U, K6KLY. Let's see, we aren't ever going to hear him again, I guess. WA6AXX. Okay, I guess that's it. Bay Area, one last call before I go to Oakley, K6MYC. Anybody else? Awful quiet. Okay. Well, maybe when I get up here to Oakley, I'll also hear KE6QR. N6RO, if you can stagger to the mic after a long weekend of contesting, K6MYC.
I stagger whether it's a contest or not. K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, high temperature 79. Nice day, but I slept all day after 2 all-nighters again. It's getting hazardous to my health, but I keep doing it because no one else will. Dinner was leftover fish, my favorites from earlier in the week. Halibut, little chunk of halibut, mahi-mahi, and salmon. And the veggie was broccoli and carrots, onions, mushrooms, blah, blah, blah. The contest was a big disappointment, mostly due to not good numbers from the sun. The low band suffered tremendously. Our total QSO was 700, over 700, compared to 1150 last year, and 1700 in a good year several years ago. So the provocation was so bad, people didn't stay on any band that long. But 15 and 10 did work despite the bad numbers. 160 through 40 were severely impacted. I was the only one that recorded scores on 80 meters. I had 20 contacts in a 1-hour opening on Saturday morning. And I got one guy in the last hour on Sunday morning after CQing for 5 hours. So it was a lot of work for not much, but of course we won. That's the report from N6RO.
Okay, who did you work on 80?
It was all JAs. This is a JIDX contest. All your work is JA.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure. You didn't mention it. Thought it might have been a JR6 or something on the other island there. Anyway, very good. Well, I'm sorry it was a disappointment. The band seemed to be okay for me. Now, I got on Saturday night, just quickly, right around dinner time, actually. It was about 6 o'clock or just before 6. And I heard this big I look at the band, and the band is nothing on the band. There's one little pukey signal down there and a couple of people speaking Spanish, and one gigantic spike. And I thought, oh, where in the hell is that? I tuned up on it. It was up on 7170, almost at the edge of the extra band. And this WA3 GIN, Golf India November, calling CQ 40, and just crushing signal, 30 over 9. What the hell? So I didn't know where he was. I assumed that he maybe was somewhere close or something, but he wasn't. He was in Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. But he had built up a copy of our 3-element full-sized 40. It was a homebrew, but he built it and he used our dimensions. So I had to laugh because I told him I was running an M-squared antenna. He said, well, I got one here too, except I built this one. And then I told him who I was, and I designed the antenna that he was using. Before we exchanged those reports, before we knew what each one of us was doing, he was 30 over, and he gave me 30 to 40 over 9 also. So just huge signals. So we're talking away. Now this is 6 o'clock in the evening, so it's like 4 in the morning in ZLS. And all of a sudden we hear this weak signal. I heard it about 3 times. I'm not going to be able to copy it. And he got stronger and stronger. Finally, I said, listen, Dave or Tom or what, I can't remember what his hand was. Anyway, listen, let's just take a listen. He's probably calling for you because he's so weak here. And I'll be darned if it wasn't ZS6 Charlie Queen, Corey there in South Africa. It must have been 4 in the morning for him. And I gave him 4 by 6. It was just, he just hadn't gotten into the propagation mode at all yet. So the propagation was there, but it was terrible, on that hop at that hour. Anyway, that was kind of a thrill. That was it for me, and I got off the air, and I didn't get back on. I was going to get on later in the evening, but we got involved in some other things. So there you are. Anyway, I'm glad you rested up, and we'll see you tomorrow. N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, fine. Well, propagation here was good to the east, even Africa and Europe on the low bands. Not so much on 80, just because the A index was around 36. But nothing toward very bad towards Japan, mostly absorption on 80. But I was fortunate to be on the 1-hour opening on Sunday morning. I think the band was open a lot longer than that because I heard the Russian woodpecker and at its normal strength. And it's just nobody showed up because conditions were so bad, except on the 2 high bands. Anyway, we always do it, and we win, but we're just unhappy with the score. And next week is the phone sweepstakes. I don't know what we're going to do there. I will do a token thing around midnight on 80. So much for that. I had radio problems on Sunday morning, but my chief engineer came up on midday and straightened things out. So Sunday morning was good on the 80-meter effort. See you tomorrow on a couple of bands, N6RO.
Okay. See you tomorrow then, Ken. And okay, on next week, yeah, we'll talk more about that as the week goes on here. 7-3. N6RO, K6MYC, still looking up the San Joaquin Valley for anybody else there. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, are you there, John?
KO6 Shore, 1189 WVL, 1179, 10 watts.
Well, you're crushing me with your 10 watts. Now, Mario in there. Mario got 1189. You got 1179, 1189 back to back here. Hang on a second, Mario. Okay, very good, John. No, you're 10 watts. You're kidding me. You're really crushing me. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm testing out this Gen 1 706 I've had forever. Thinking about selling it. I just wanted to make sure that it was working. Yeah, I believe it's only 10 watts on 2 meters.
ICOM 706. I think it makes 50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought the Gen 1 was only 10 watts, but I'll have to look. I got to find the manual. I have a 706 Mark IIG, but I've had this one, forever, so thinking about selling it, so I just wanted to make sure it was working, so I guess it's working.
Yeah, no, it's working. It sounds quite good for a 706. The early ones were a little sharp in audio, but yours sounds good, so no problem. Your 10 watts is blowing a hole in the band there. That's actually probably 50 watts, so not that bad. Very good. Thanks, John. Let me catch up with Mario quickly, and then we'll move on. I'm probably running a little late this evening. Let's see. Mario, over to you, and you're sounding strong. KO6IQR, K6MYC.
Well, good evening, Mike. KO6IQR here, 1189. I just wanted to say hello to you and everyone else on the net. Since you're pointed up me, I always try to get in when you go for N6RO there, because you're right over top of me. But yeah, I actually did end up going to the swap meet this weekend. I was there very early, and I did have to go back to work. I was able to actually meet with Rob. I recognized his voice as he was talking to somebody else and introduced myself. Very distinct voice. So Rob, if you can hear me, KO6IQR Mario here. And yeah, I actually did not pick up what I was looking for. I was looking for that transceiver. But I think I'm going to actually go a different route. So, yeah, I actually saved myself some money, and I think I'm going to do something different.
Which transceiver were you looking for again? And by the way, I didn't make it, obviously. I was planning on it up until about midweek, and about Thursday night, I came down with a really nasty allergy attack. I mean, my nose was just on fire. And I fought it all day Thursday and Friday, and I sort of got it under control a little bit by Friday, but by that time it was so late I hadn't prepared anything, and we had a big Saturday of solar stuff that we were trying to finish up, and Frank didn't have any time to help me. Since I'm blind, I can't do my own piles, can't make my own piles of equipment anymore, and he was going to go with me, and we were going to load everything in this truck, but he was just buried trying to get everything done on my solar system here, so we just gave up on it. But I was also not feeling red hot, so that's why I didn't make it. Missed meeting you and many others. I'm sorry about that. KA6IQR, K6MYC.
No, that's okay. There'll be other times. Like I said, I'm sure we'll eventually at some point meet up at some other event. I'll still be here till about June of next year, hopefully. So I'm sure something will come up. And if not, then when I head back to SoCal, I'm going to try to get my setup where I can try to get up this way, which I doubt because I won't have any height, but eventually when I go back to SoCal, I'll be checking in through the SoCal net. But the transceiver I was looking for, I was looking at I forget what the gentleman's name was. Rob knows. We were all at that table. He had all the best stuff. It might have been Bill. I forget who it was. It was a 907 and a 1296 transceiver. But they were split input output, so I didn't go for it. I actually did find online a company Q5 that makes custom transceivers to order, so I'm going to kind of put something together for that instead.
Transverters, not transceivers. Transverters, yeah. Q5's very good company. I have two here on 222. And they make very, very good stuff. It's what used to be Down East Microwave, and when he sold it to Q5, Jay, I think his name is, Jay changed the name to Q5 Signal. So Q5.com, Q5signal.com, I think is how you reach him. But he's a good guy. He'll do just what you want. And they have a 25, a 35, and a 50-watt versions of most of the transverters. And they're very stable. Mine are rock solid here on 222. So they're very good company. All right, let you go, and sorry again we missed you, but like you say, we'll have another opportunity. Hopefully there'll be another flea market before the end of June, I'm sure. They usually have them every 6 months or so. The one in the spring, and maybe we can catch up with you then, Mario. The K06IQR, K6MYC, 73.
Good evening, Mario. K06IQR, KM6SRR.
Transverter. Sorry about that. K06IQR will be clear. K6MYC. Have a great evening, 73.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Mario. K06IQR, KM6SR. I'm hearing you fine. The guy you were looking at, the transverters, that was Tom, KW6S. Over.
Yeah, that's who it was. Thanks, Rob, for reminding me. Yeah. But by the way, it was nice meeting you. And yeah, I just didn't pull the trigger on it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna try to go the Q5 route once I figure out exactly what's up. I'm gonna run. So, but yeah, great seeing you, great meeting you, and 7-3 K06IQR.
Yeah, it was good to meet you, Mario, and have an eyeball, as they say. Have a good one there, K06IQR, KM6SR. Back to net.
Okay, Mario, you could, when you get a hold of Q5 signal, you could do a 2-meter IF on that transverter from 1296. Go into 2 meters, but use the IF of 146. That way, it won't interfere with anything you're ever doing simultaneously on 2 meters on 144. All my IFs on the transverters are 146. Over.
Yes, I think that's what I was gonna do. Was 146 and I'm not sure if he sells a multi-band one that covers all the bands. I don't know if I need that, but it'd be kind of nifty to have the multi-band one. I just don't know if he does the IF of 146 on that. It's usually on 10 meter.
Yeah, well, that'll bend your wallet a little bit, but it is a good one. Not too many people have them because they are pretty pricey, but it's a good unit, I understand. Over.
Yeah, but that's all in one because instead of having 3, because I would want to do 222, 907, and 1296. That's going to cover 3 out of the ones. Yeah, I would probably never use one, the VHF or the 2 meter or 70 centimeter. So, but at least it's 3 of the ones I want.
Yeah, no, good idea. Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. I think it's 902. Not 907, 902.1. Oh,
yeah, you're right, 902. 902, 222, and then 1297, 1296.
Yep, there you go. All right, good evening. And let's see if there's anybody else in that San Joaquin, Sacramento Valley area that wants to check in before I go towards Sacramento. Go ahead.
Contact?
Go ahead.
5. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Hey, Mario, I didn't know if you could copy me here. It's KW6T in Latrobe, California.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Are you north of Turlock there? Because I'm pointed down towards Mike, so he must be behind me.
No, yeah, I'm up near Placerville, up near east of Sacramento, about 30 miles.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, you're 10 over 9 right now.
Oh, very good. Where are you located?
I'm currently located in Turlock, north side of Turlock. Over.
Oh, very good. Okay, well, good. I think you were K06IQR, I believe your call sign. Very good. Okay, Mike, I'll send it back to net. And Mario, nice to meet you here. So K06IQR and the group KW6C.
7-3, yeah. Nice to hear you, too. I think I've heard you before. I just never had a chance to talk to you there. K06IQR.
Okay, very good. And good contact there, Russ. 7-3 all. I'm going to Sacramento and see who's up there. K6MYC.
756.
There's 756 without even have to rotate. You're loud.
Well, yeah, you haven't moved that antenna yet. Something tells me you sound a little distorted tonight. I'm not sure why.
I don't know either. Nothing's changed here. It should be okay. Might be. I have had some distortion on a few stations due to multipath. Over.
Doesn't seem to be the case here, but just an observation on my part. KJ6, KFB 756 for check-in.
Well, if you have your noise blanker on, I'm probably so loud. You're crushing me here, and you're not running 1,500 watts like I am. So I could be driving your noise blanker crazy, over.
Yeah, probably don't even need the preamp today.
Well, not, but do you have the noise blanker on?
Oh, even as I back them off, there's still a little bit there, at least to my ear. Maybe somebody else could chime in and give you some fine-tuning, and it could be me, or just the path. Any rate, yeah, I managed to make my way out here today. So I thought I'd check in, and hopefully this week I'll be a little more consistent.
Oh, that'll be good. You're just you're as loud as I've ever heard you on this band, Darren, so conditions are just phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. Solid both directions for a change. Oh, boy. Let's see if we can keep the noise down and propagation open. Alrighty, I'll let you move on to Bill and John are hanging out there at least, and let you roll on. KJ6, KFB.
Okay. I'm way short of where I should be free. Well, no, I guess not. 320. Oh, I'm okay. I was right. I can't read my reading anymore. The eyeballs are going bad on me really fast. Way good to hear you, Darren. Thank you. KO6KD. How about you, Bill?
Yeah, Mike. KO6KD, Bozo 776, checking in. And nice to hear Darren out here. I believe John's also out here, so I'll get out of the way and you can move on. But I heard you guys this morning, and there was some good information you guys were talking about, but I didn't want to join in because I had another round table that started at 9 o'clock that I needed to be a part of, so I'll try to catch you guys in the morning. KO6KD.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we'll be there. We did check for you a couple of times, but I figured you had something going or you were still sleeping in, so either one or both. Very good. Good, strong signal here tonight as well. Thanks, Bill. We'll see you in the morning. KO6KD, K6MYC. Up to you, John. I'll move it just a little bit. KR6MR, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Over.
Yeah, got you. Big, strong signal. I'm still not even pointed at you. I'm almost perfect for Reading, though, so Reading hopefully will be good as well. Good evening, and thanks for being there and waiting for me.
Yeah, sure thing. I should be on the exact same beam heading as Reading, at least when I look at the maps and stuff. It looks like we're directly in line with one another.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty close. 331, 332 usually is where I get you best at 335, so it's pretty close. Doesn't matter, but anyway, we'll give Reading a shot and see what happens here. Good evening to you, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow night on 6 meters, both you and Bill. And Bill, of course, will catch on 222 as well. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I just hope that I've got to do some tests on my 6 meters. Having an issue with fire only on 6, but it may be due to rain and things have dried out. So I'll test it again and see what happens. Either way, I will actually some out tomorrow night. K6MYC, KR6MR, back to net.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're all over the place. I went up to 345 and down to 320, and you were pretty much the same. So your signal is just diffused. We're caught in between inversion layers or something. It's still pretty warm out there. I think there was quite a bit of inversion today. That may be why some of the guys are just absolutely crushingly loud, because we've got a good inversion layer feeding signal to me here. All right, let's see how Reading's doing. Reading, Charlie, November 80, KD6SW and KO6HS. KD6SW, how about it, Rich?
Yes, sir. Okay, this is KD6SW, Reading, number 1 145. Good evening.
Yeah, very funny little fading. Every other word is missing. 1-5. 1-5. We got you, 145. Very good. Funny little fade. Maybe I can bit a peek on you there. Make another transmission. I'll see if I can peek on you. And then we'll get it over to Jerry there if he's there. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. Go ahead, Rich.
All righty. Well, things are okay up here. I think it got to about 80 here today. Been a nice day. We spent some time outdoors just taking and that was about it. A whole bunch of nothing. Anyway, just about S5 or so. Sometimes. Let's see how that works out.
I just can't get a peek here. The same kind of a condition on you as I have on the KR6MR. You're just spread out all over the place there. I cleared down to 300 and up to 340, and I couldn't get a peek. Well, I got kind of a peek, but it was a real ugly one, and it wasn't very much of a peek, so we just have to put it back where it should be, at 331 or so here, and let it go. But good to hear you. Let's see if Jerry's doing any better for me. KO6HS. Let's see how it's doing with you, Jerry. K6MYC Bozo Net.
230. Coming in pretty consistent here, Mike. Not a lot of flutter, not a lot of fading, but not very strong. But hopefully we can do the same and get down there, and maybe you'll even copy me. I'll copy now. Over.
Yeah, Q5. You're Q5, and like you say, fading and fluttery. But quite Q5, Jerry, so a little better copy on you than I'm having on Rich. That's unusual. But it must be he's got a little elevation, and maybe we're trapped between inversion layers here. I think the band is just starting to, the inversion layers are probably starting to go away at this point in the evening here. Anyway, great to hear you. Always thank you very much for always being there so consistent from that Charlie November 80 grid square, Jerry. Hopefully you had a good weekend. It was wonderful down here. Mid 70 temperatures and just glorious. Really strange for the 9th of November. Hi. KO6HS, K6MYC for your final, Jerry. Over.
Roger. Yeah, he came up to about S7 there, peaking about S7 real good, and then it started to fade again. We had a really good weekend here. Very good weekend, very good weather. We get about 80 degrees, so it was very warm, and definitely not like a November day. So we'll turn it back to you, and maybe there's propagation link back for good contact with Rich. We'll catch you next time. 73 KO6HS.
Okay, very good. KO6HS, K6MYC. Very fluttery, but quite a nice steady signal from the standpoint of raw signal strength. Not the flutter notwithstanding. Hi. Thanks, Jerry. Good evening to you. And back to you, Rich, and see if it's come up and getting any better for you there. KD6SW for your final. And we'll listen for you on 6. We'll listen for you on 6 tomorrow. K6MYC.
Okay, well, I can't add too much to that. I think Jerry just about has everything taken care of. I tried to get to you on 432, but I could hear you a little bit, but you didn't hear me. So, I tried anyhow. I should get a gold star for that. 7-3, this is KD6SW Radio.
Okay, boy, tough copy. You were there the whole time with just this monster flutter. Their monster up and down QSB, every other word. It's just really difficult to copy, but hopefully it'll be better. And again, we'll look for you on 6 meters there. I haven't heard anything on 432 for sure. One night I think I heard you on 6 meters. It was a meteor ping, and I just got one burst of CW, and that was it. It wasn't enough to even get a letter. It must have been a meteor ping or something, but it came pounding out of the speaker, and we could never hear any more of it. So who knows? 7-3, KD6SW, 7-3, KO6HS, 7-3, you both, and we'll see you subsequently on Wednesday, K6MYC. Anybody else for the Bozo Net?
Yeah, 410.
Well, you're still in here, Russ.
Oh yeah, I got back in, and anyway, yeah, it was good to hear Mario down there. Very strong up here in Latrobe, and just had to jump in and say hello. Anyway, so yeah, I'll just make it official from pointed in this direction. Yeah. Boy, K6MYC, KW60, Bozo 410 checking in officially. So we'll catch you, well, hopefully on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Well, I wouldn't say the copy is any better, but it's not any worse. And I don't know about the signal strength. You might be stronger, but it doesn't sound any better. You were just bodacious off the backside earlier, and I must have been getting you on some kind of a bounce. You were very good when you were talking to Mario also. So no worries. Mario, by the way, is temporary. He's in Turlock Portable because he lives in Southern California. He's up here. He's the contractor to remove the generator that's garbage powered at the dump in Patterson. The Patterson dump has had a generator, an electric generator for many years that's been outlawed, I guess, or something in California, so they can no longer keep it. So he's got the project of disassembling the whole system there, and he'll be in town and up here until June. Then he'll go on to his next project wherever it is. But his home QTH is down in the LA area. But he's got quite a nice station and gets out very well. He knows what he's doing, hooks up stuff very quickly, gets it running very quickly in these portable situations. So I don't think it's the first time he's done this. Hi. KW6T, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Oh, hey, thanks for the information. Yeah, that's well, that's sad. In California, we change our well, I don't know. Take a dump that's generating power and tear it out. But hey, no problem. Hopefully they come up with something better. So anyway, glad to hear that. That's great. Yeah, portable. Yeah, he set up a good station for Turlock. That's a pretty good jump from here. So 73 Mike and the Bozo Net, and I'll get out of here and let you head up to Nevada. So we'll catch you hopefully on Wednesday. K6MYC, here's KW6T clear.
Okay, 7-3, and I'm kind of keeping an ear out for KE6ILX. It's been about 3 weeks now since he's gone, and he may be back home, but he's probably getting ready to move. I think he sold his property in Grass Valley, and he's moving back east. He's done with California. So who knows? But anyway, I'm expecting him to check in one last time here. Hopefully we'll hear him. Anyway, anybody else before we go to Nevada? This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net. Over. Nothing heard. Okay, here we go to Nevada. I think I'm looking for KD6BQ, who we did not hear on 40 meters from Utah, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. I did not go to Utah there, but I've been down for a couple weeks with broken antennas. I sent pictures to Ken and to Rob there so you could see them. I guess they could tell you about it. I don't know if you can see the pictures that well or not. But anyway, I just got the stepper fixed today, and I got to be working on the tower a little more tomorrow. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Okay, for 2 meters, you probably ought to leave the antenna down. You're very strong. Good signal, Richard. And I did have you checked in because Dennis said he had talked to you earlier. So I knew you were back, or back on the air, so to speak. And somebody, I guess I was just reading between the lines, somebody said you were probably over in Utah because you were off the air, but that was just a guess, I guess. Who knows? anyway, I'm glad you're starting to get it back, put back together, and the step IR was probably the biggest problem. And did you have any tower damage, or was it just you're down so you could work on it?
No, it's down so I can work on it, but the tower did fine. We had, up to 120 mile an hour gusts, and the Pepper didn't do well in that. And I sent pictures to Rob, and they can show them to you if you can blow them up so you can see them. But my biggest problem now is the mast is turned about 50 degrees in the rotator. And I got to try to figure out, I've got one of your Orion rotators, and I got to figure out how to find the center of rotation there and then get everything straightened out. I was going to pin it, but I read in the manual not to do that, so I'm going to try to fix the clamp arrangement, see if I can get it to hold the mast a little better over.
Well, if you had 125 mile an hour gusts, you're almost better off letting it slip. Because sometimes it's better for the antenna and better for the tower. But you can pin it if you want. We just don't recommend it. What you want to do on the rotator, just go into the CAL mode, C-A-L. It's in the menu, in the programming menu. And do the CAL, and it'll run around to full counterclockwise, and then wherever it's pointed, you just have to go up and loosen the mast clamps and turn the antenna back. What I do when I get it to, it'll go to L340, it'll go to L346 or something, and then once you hit the end of CAL, it shuts off because you're on the limit switch, and then I just run it back to dead zero for due north. If you know where due north is, then you can go up and loosen the clamps and rotate the antenna till the antenna's pointed at due north, but the rotator's ready for you to reclamp it, and you're off and running again. Over.
Yeah, it took a little bit of a fade. Hopefully you're still copying me. Yeah, I looked at that in the manual. Unfortunately, I'm running the green here in the controller, and it doesn't operate the CAL function quite the same, and I've been compensating for the slippage for a while, so I've got to figure out how to take that compensation out and make sure I'm active. And I guess if I manually turn the rotator all the way to its limit in one direction and then reset the thing for that, and I can set it up. So I've got it set up so that my stop point is north, because most of my VHF activity is south and west of me. So anyway, we'll try to figure that out. And the main concern is, since I've used the calibrate function to offset, we've got to get all those offsets out and find out where the actual limits on the rotator is. But once I get that straightened out, then I'll clamp it down. But only 3 of the 6 bolts. The other ones the guys that installed it for me. So I'm going to go up there wheel and cut those bolts out, see if I can replace them. If I have all 6 bolts in there tight, I probably won't have near the slipping problems that I'm having now. Over.
Did you say you don't have all 6 clamping bolts in? Did you say you do not have all 6 bolts in there for clamping?
Yeah, I copy your way down to the 6 bolts. When Hector and Kurt, K7NB, who's now Silent P, they put the antenna up there for me, and evidently they tightened the bolts with some kind of a electric device, and they cross-threaded them, and I can't move the nuts at all. They're totally tight, except they're not tight on the clamp.
Oh, bummer. How hard is it to rotate the antennas on the mast? You probably can't get to the top antennas. Is that the problem?
Nope, it's not. All the antennas stayed aligned on the mast. It's strictly the mast turning in the rotator clamp. But I think if I can cut out the 3 bad bolts that are in the clamp and replace them with good ones, I can probably get a better clamping arrangement. Over.
Okay, so they cross-threaded 3 of the 6. Is that it?
Roger. They cross-threaded 3 of the 6, so the nuts are on there tight. I can't loosen them at all, but the bolts are spin loose in the clamp, so they're not doing anything useful.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, if you had enough of a torque wrench, you can twist the bolts off and just twist them off. They're grade 5 though; they're really tough. But maybe you can get up there with a reciprocating saw and cut them. That's a bitch, so.
Yeah, I picked up an angle cutter and a what do they call it? A cutting wheel type thing for metal cutting, and Dennis seems to think that'll cut through it. Well, you came up on a peak while you're up. Maybe you ought to try for Eric. I know he's out there waiting, and see if you can catch him when you're on a peak, because in those fades you get way down there. K6MYC, KD6BQ, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I copied you even when you were down. I didn't have any trouble copying you. You just get fluttery. All right, let's see. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, N7 VAZ. How about it, Eric? Are you there tonight? K6MYC, over. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, K6MYC, over. Okay, I hear him, but he's very weak. I'll put down 1193. 1193. We got 1193 checked in. Tell him he's checked in. Would you, Richard?
Alrighty, Eric, he copied your 1193, so if Mike's down in the fade, if you're not copying him, I'm just relaying that he got your 1193 over. Okay, Roger that. He'll come back up again. I don't know, were you hearing him when he was up on the peak? Yep, sorry I talked too long till he faded down again.
That's okay. No problem. Yeah, I'm hearing him now. Good evening, Eric. You're up and down there. Up and down, but I got your 1193. Thanks for checking in there, my friend. And look for you on Wednesday. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, K6MYC, 73.
73.
Okay, Richard, I copied him all the time, but as far as detective, I could detect Eric in there, but I couldn't copy him until the last couple of transmissions. All of a sudden, he came up out of the noise there. But I knew he was in there because I could hear him rumbling and grumbling in the noise there. Okay. Well, metal cutting, a hand grinder with a metal cutting disc in there, a 3-inch or a 4-inch disc would probably cut those bolts very nicely. That would be much better than trying to cut them any other way. It'll take a while, but you'll get through it that way, over.
Yep, that's what I got. That's what Dennis suggested. So I'm going to try that tomorrow. I'll pick up some more grade 5 bolts and replace the ones. And I suspect that, it still might slip in the, high winds that we had. But normal winds, we won't be having the problem if I can get that clamp arrangement fixed. I'm a little frustrated when I got up there and saw that because I tried last time to fix it and I couldn't move those nuts. And a little frustrated. Could have paid them to do it, and I was a little surprised that these guys did something like that.
Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just over-tightened them and drove the nut up onto a part where there weren't any threads anymore, over.
Yeah, you dropped down a little bit. Yeah, they were using electric drive wrenches and stuff to do it. So they weren't tightening them manually. They just they got it cross-threaded and it just jammed the nut up.
Oh boy. Those are pretty hard to cross-thread, and then they're locking nuts, so you can screw them on a long ways by hand, by fingers, and then run the tool on them. But if they started right from scratch, it can easily get cross-threaded right from the beginning thread, over.
Yeah, you're down right now, Mike. I'm not copying, over.
Oh, you're Q5. I'll come back in a minute. Let me get Daniel. Let me get Daniel in here. KE7UQL, are you here, Daniel? K6MYC, over.
Roger. This is 272 on the weak path. This is the weak path.
KT7UQL, go ahead, Mike.
Roger, Roger. Solid copy, Daniel, and I moved the antenna a little bit closer to you there. And, yeah, we've been missing you on the other bands. I guess you don't have 432, and you didn't have 1296, and you did not have 222. Missed you on 222. That's where I thought I'd have you, but you didn't show up there, over.
Yes, Roger. I had to lay everything down. I knew the wind was going to be bad. The wind was going to be really bad, so everything was laid down horizontal, so nothing got blown over. But I have to put everything back up, over.
Roger, Roger. I understand. I figured that is what you did. You just stayed off the air because you were down for one reason or another. No problem. I just wanted to let you know I didn't hear you. It's a good thing I didn't hear you, because if I heard you and you weren't there, we'd have to do something about my hearing aids, over.
Roger, you're working okay now. You're up. Your signal is up. You're about at 7 at this time now, over.
Yeah, you're way up too. Okay, well listen, I'll let you go. Running a little late here. We'll let you go, and we'll see you tomorrow night. You got 222 running?
I will, for you, I will put it back up, over.
Roger, Roger. Okay, look for you on 222 then, 7-3. N7 Whiskey Tango, is he around? Haven't heard Larry for a week or two here. Back to you, Richard, and let me bring the antenna back a little bit toward you. KD6BQ. For your final, KD6BQ, K6MYC. See you tomorrow on 6, over.
Roger, Roger. We'll see you on 6 tomorrow. Larry was here on 223 FM. I was talking to him, but he bugged out about 8:30. The wind's got all of his antennas all twisted up. You know, the stuff he kind of got fixed is all messed up again. So I think he said he might be able to get on 6 meters, but everything else is all blown around on him. We had some pretty good winds everywhere up here. Anyway, 7-3 Mike, and thanks there. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I did work Larry last week, I think, on 6 meters. So he was functional, even though I think it had been blown around at that point even for last week. Anyway, 7-3. And we'll see you tomorrow night. KD6BQ in the group. Rich, Rob, did you want to try for anybody, over?
Yeah, I'm hearing Daniel. Well, wait a minute. I'm hearing Daniel. No, I'm hearing Richard better. That darn stream. Let's see. KD6BQ. Daniel, KM6SRR.
That's Richard. Richard, you copying Robert at all? Rob, KM6SRR.
You're on when we were talking to Dennis early.
Yeah, they're not even hearing me now. I think everybody's ready to go. Bye-bye.
Yep, I guess so. Are you going to check Larry in, or he was on the wrong band?
No, he didn't check in here.
No, we talked to Daniel earlier.
No, I don't think it was on the right band. Worked him on 222 FM.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was asking.
No, I don't think we should. His antennas are all screwed up. He legitimately isn't on the air because of that.
Okay, Roger, Roger. KM6SRR.
I'm going around for Eddie.
680, Mike.
Who was that?
680, K6MTS.
Yeah, 680. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Rob. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. I'm rotating, but it won't make any difference for you, will it?
I doubt it. Anyhow, just saying hey and happy Sunday.
Yes, sir. Same to you, and enjoy the good weather. We got a couple of days left, and then it's downhill from there.
Well, it'll be all right, though. We can use the rain, Wednesday or Thursday?
Okay, I'm sort of down toward Porterville there. KE6BK. KE6BK. Eddie, Kilo Echo 6 Bravo Kilo K6MYC, over.
KM6NYC, KE6BK. Evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Eddie. Good to hear you. Good signal. No problem copying. Rob is in here. He's just still 12, probably rotating. KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I'm still pointing over towards Mark, so I'm not hearing Eddie. I'm hearing him on the stream, though. Say hi to him for me.
Okay. You mean you can't hear Mark no matter where you point?
Nope, I got to be pointing way over kind of northeast.
Really? He's just due east of you there in Prather, but anyway, maybe you got a hill in the way. Okay. Eddie, he's going to say hi to you. But he's pointed in the wrong direction. He's pointed toward Mark, and he's going to have a little short QSO with Mark there. 7-3, Eddie, thanks for being there. Thanks for checking in. KE6BK, 858, K6MYC.
All right, Mike, you guys had a great one, yeah. I tried to listen for him, but I couldn't hear him pointed up that way. So, y'all take care, and we'll catch you another day.
You say you have a question for me, or do you have a question for Rob?
KE6BK, 73.
Oh, do you have a question for me or for Rob? Over.
Hey, no question. I just said I could not hear Rob with him pointed the other way. I can hear you, but not Rob. So everybody take care. KE6BK.
Okay. Enjoy the good weather. Enjoy 73's, Eddie. KE6BK, K6MYC. Back over to you, Mark. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm here. Ray, Rob, can you copy? I got you about S3 or S4 the last time you transmitted there. K6MTS.
Okay, Mark. Yeah, I'm copying you fine now. It should be better than that for me. I think I'm pointing to you.
Yeah, it's actually about S2, but I can hear you fine. Yeah, I'm pointing omnidirectional.
Oh, okay. Well, omnidirectional, then we've already got a 20 dB deficit there.
Yeah, one of these days, Rob. Yeah, you're about a 3 on that one, but anyhow, hope you're having a good evening, and thanks for acknowledging my presence there. All right, you guys have a good evening.
Okay, Mark. Yeah, we missed you at the swap meet there, but I thought this would be pretty good for you, but only S3. Oh well.
It keeps coming up. Sounds like a 3.5, maybe a 4. I'll give you a 4.
Okay, yeah, I'm at my limit going from the north over to the east, so if I swung all the way around, I could probably get a little more out of it.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, we'll one of these days, you guys, we'll get something set up here. Hey, I don't know if you want to answer it on the air, Rob, but well, you're in Madera County, right?
Yep, QSL.
Yeah, I'm in Fresno County. I don't know if you want to even address it, but maybe I've asked you before. Did you go through the permit process or just wing it?
Wing it. Don't worry about it.
Antennas?
Towers, yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I haven't put them up yet, but I'm not going to worry about it. I was talking to a gentleman that used to be in charge of Madera County inspectors, and he said they don't really care too much about it as long as you do things the right way.
Somebody in Fresno County or Madera County you were talking to?
Madera.
He was in charge of the Madera County inspectors. Then he went over to Clovis for a few years, and now he's consulting.
Yeah, I know Madera is usually a bit more lax in a lot of areas, but I'm in Fresno County here.
Yeah, but you're out there in the country, nobody hardly around, so I don't know whether it's going to be a big deal or not either for you.
Got a neighbor that's going to complain, Mark?
That's my biggest concern, is that the people just to the north of us, they kind of look down at our place.
But I'm thinking, if I'll keep it, 90 feet from the house, 90 feet from any property line or power line. So if it ever did go, I don't think it's going to, not the way I'm going to set it. It won't be an issue. So it's potentially a visual thing, yeah.
Yeah, what are you putting up? Tell me, and I'll tell you whether you can probably get away with it or not.
It's a 72, the heavy-duty U.S. tower, what, HDX 7572 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Well, your setbacks don't have to be 90 feet. Towers never fail. I shouldn't say never. I have a friend that did have one that failed at the base, but most of the time they buckle halfway up or 3/4 of the way up, so you're not in a danger area unless you're right on a property line. So you could be inside your property line a few feet. I would put it where it's convenient for you, and I wouldn't worry about it too much as far as it falling over. They just it would be a freaky thing. Is this a brand new tower or a used one?
It's used, but it's pretty clean. Yeah, I'm not worried about it falling over, Mike. I'm more that if it was ever questioned, either by a neighbor or say we're building something else here and I got to get it inspected, or an insurance inspector, right? Well, those homeowners insurance crap. Somebody comes out. I don't want there to be any question about it. So I think just convenience-wise too, it needs to be a little further away. So the ideal spots up at the highest point of the property is best probably transmission-wise and receive-wise, but it's right near our property line, and then the solar panels are down a little ways. So anyhow, I got a pretty good spot scoped out. But yeah, I don't think it's going to fall either, Mike. But I'm just I don't want anybody to say, well, if it did go, then it would go on this garage or something like that, and then, like an insurance company having an issue with it. Over.
Yeah, well, you don't have to have that kind of a setback. You don't need the tower height as the setback. You just have to be far enough so that the antennas on the tower don't go over the property line. So you've got to look at that from a standpoint of rotational radius, your radius of your turn radius, maximum turn radius on the antenna. The biggest antenna out there probably has the biggest turn radius. It's a tiny point, but people think they own that airspace up there, and so does the county. I've fought that a little bit. But I had a neighbor that I did go over her property when I parked the antenna in a certain direction, but I never parked it that way. So most of the time it was pointed where it wasn't over her property. It's just when I was rotating, it would go over her property. But I had her sign a letter. She didn't care. She didn't care. So she wrote a letter and signed it and said, I don't care if Mike's antennas pass over my property line on a occasional basis, and that was the end of that. So that took care of it. The other thing, in Fresno County, you got a 35-foot height limit, but you've got a motorized crank up there, so you can always crank it down if push comes to shove. Mine automatically went up, every night, but it was sometimes down in the morning. Over.
Yeah, I get that too. I almost kind of want to do some investigating and start the process, but then again, I don't want to start it because I don't want to open a can of worms. But it's just using AI and stuff and some other best research I could. It could be 4 or 5K, or it could be freaking 10 grand plus and stuff. And that's just I'm not going to pay that kind of money to put a tower up on my own 40 acres.
Yeah.
Basic yes.
Yeah, no, you don't have any issues. You're not going to have any problem with a neighbor, except for a verbal complaint. And that's very not likely. What I would do. Don't get the permit, but when you're putting it together, when you're digging the hole, take a picture with a tape measure out there so that the guy, you could show that the hole is 4 feet across and 8 feet deep, or 4 feet in diameter and 8 feet deep, or whatever the specs call for. Then when you have your rebar cage made, and you can get that done, you can either do it yourself or have somebody do it. Ken Holden's son can handle that for you if you need help with that. The cage is important. it isn't important from the thing falling down, but it's important to be per spec. And that way you take a picture of it when it's down in the hole, and then as you're putting the base on, you take more pictures. The more pictures you take, the better off you'll be up to the point where the tower is mounted on the base and so on. The thing that we ran into, even back in the early 90s in Fresno, we built a building there, and they wanted me to put up a new tower. They said, now, if it was a homeowner, it wouldn't be a problem. You could put up a used tower. They didn't say that, but they made us say that we had to put up a brand new tower, and they wanted a welding inspector out there to look over the welds and stuff on the used tower that I had. What a bunch of crap. I just put it up, and we never heard another word over.
Yep. And that's the plan, Mike and Rob. That's the plan, is document everything, do it to spec. You know, I've done a bunch of stuff over the years, and, you know, AC work, electrical work, plumbing, and I know I'm doing a better job than 85% plus of the contractors out there, you know. Because I've seen some really crappy stuff coming out of the houses, you know, that we own, that licensed electricians that put in. It's scary. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in what I can do and my skills and stuff. And, yeah, document everything. And, yeah, okay, on Ken's son. And then also Rob, I think, said had a guy, too, as far as the rebar stuff. That'd probably be the one thing, is to have somebody make it to the plans. Because when I bought it from this guy, it came with the plans. He was up in, Santa Clara or something like that, you know, and he had the wet stamp and all that stuff. And it's a pretty good hole. I think it's either 4x4 or 4.5 by 4.5, and if I remember right, it's like 7.5 or 8 feet deep for the specs.
M6 SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Mark, I used a guy down there on Shields Avenue just east of Clovis Avenue, and I can go look up the name. I had him build me 2 of the rebar cages, and they were $500 a piece, and they did a nice job. So that's how I did it.
Yeah, when I get closer, I might be hitting you guys up for that. First, just secure the spot, and then I've actually got a used backhoe with a 24-inch bucket on it. It's a full-size backhoe, and I think I should be able to do a decent job on it after the soil gets a little wetter around here. We'll see how that goes, but worst case, if I make it too big, it's just more concrete, right?
What's that about the concrete?
Concrete's expensive, too. Yeah, I've got a little backhoe attachment I bought for my tractor, so it's only got a 12-inch bucket, and I plan on trying to use that. So, yeah, the specs, if you just follow the specs from the manufacturer, and they're online if you look up U.S. Towers and your particular model number, and that's what I gave the guy that built the cages, and he had no issues, just built them right up for me.
Yeah, you're going to need about 4.5 yards of concrete. You also want to set it up so you put like a 6-foot or an 8-foot square pad at the top that sticks out of the ground about 4 inches. So you got a standing place to work on and clean spot around the base of the tower and all that stuff. So plan on a 2x4 frame around the outside, which you can level. You need that anyway, so you have something to put your base and your legs and everything on to get it all level, so that when you pour the concrete, it stays nice and level. Over.
Right. Yeah, I know that the base. So you're saying kind of extend that base out a little bit, kind of like have a slab around, like maybe a 6x6 or 8x8 or something like that around the base.
Yeah, I have 6x6 around mine, but 8x8 is also nice, and it doesn't take that much extra concrete. It's only 4 inches thick, so you're not even going to use a part of a yard and that extra base size. But at least 6x6 base, it's 4 inches high.
Yep. Okay. I'm sure I'll be peppering you guys with more questions and info when I get closer here. But all right, cool. Thanks for the info. It won't be the last question, I'm sure, but appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 LM470s here, and I've got four 589s, which is the bigger U.S. Towers one. You're always welcome to come over here and take a look at what I did. No, I didn't go per spec. I had a guy come out with a 4-foot diameter auger on a Bobcat, and he bored 9 holes on my property, 4 feet in diameter, and I didn't worry about them being square. I'm in decomposed granite here. You couldn't tip this son of a bitch over if you tried. I didn't put rebar in there either. When you break a piece of concrete that's 4 feet in diameter, that's buried in decomposed granite, when you break that and the tower goes over, the world is going to end anyway. Over.
Yeah. It's I imagine we have pretty similar stuff here. I know we deal with the DG a lot once we get to a certain depth, but in the after it gets a good soaking in the wintertime, it's usually relatively diggable. We'll see. But all right, cool, fellas. Thanks. Like I say, I'm sure I'll have more questions for you. All right, KM6SRR, K6MYC. Have a great evening, guys. K6MTS.
One last thing, common sense. The specs on the tower size and the hole and the rebar and all that stuff the specs are made for the worst case situation you could ever mount the tower in. Go out to the beach where you've got 80 feet of deep sand, and that's what they spec it at, as if you're going to mount it into sand that has no body to it, no stiffness, no nothing. And the specs, so the specs are overkill on the thing. So if you have to cheat a little bit here and there, you can do it without having to worry about it. Over.
Got it.
Okay, you got the idea. But your backhoe and everything can do a beautiful job. And if your hole's a little bigger, it just makes you put in another couple $100 more concrete. That's all.
Yeah, it's just my skill set is lacking. I bought the thing used about a year ago, and the thing's kind of clapped out too. So a lot of the pins and bushings are a bit slack. So you got to really take it slow. I think it's going to be all right, but it's kind of fun learning on it.
Oh yeah, no, good experience. And again, if the hole's a little oversized, so what? If you wanted to, you could go in there and put a plywood frame down to shrink the hole back, and then just backfill it with dirt and keep your 4-foot square made out of plywood, if you had to do it that way. Over.
Yep, roger.
Okay, you get the idea. All right. The top pad, though, is kind of important, and your anchor bolts are going to stick up about 3 inches, and you want to have thread on all the sections that's sticking up, so you actually level the tower with a double nutted situation. The tower base sits down on the nuts that are threaded, and you can keep them off the concrete a little bit, and then the tower base sits on that and another set of nuts on top, and you can move the nuts up and down to tilt the tower once you get the tower mounted up, and then you can get everything nice and straight and plumb. Over.
Yep, and it came with L bolts or J bolts. Those things are freaking massive, man. And there's 6 of them. There's 2 on each leg on this thing, on the HDX, the heavy duty one. So it ain't going nowhere.
That's right. I've got 8 bolts or 6 bolts on all my Illinois and my 589s. They're all 6 bolts. The J bolts are not necessary if you had to replace them. What they do now is they don't make the J. Actually, the J's can fail. Yeah, and not in your world, but in the big picture, they can fail, and I can tell you how they fail. But what they do now is they just run a straight bolt, 3-foot bolt, inch and a quarter bolt down or inch and an eighth down, and they weld the nut on the bottom end of it. So the bottom end is now got a nut welded on it. When you put concrete over the top of that for 3 feet, it ain't coming out of the ground. A J-bolt has actually been known to straighten out and pull out of the concrete because of the J shape, and it can just pull right up. It just straightens the steel right out. Over.
Wow, if that does it on if they're double, if it's the heavy duty with the 6 bolts and they pull and stretch, I can't imagine the amount of force it would take to do something like that. Holy smokes.
Yeah, well, that's when you're double bolted, it probably doesn't. But I have heard of towers that have failed with a J-bolt actually pulled out of the concrete a little bit. Once it gets over a little ways, then of course it's Katie bar the door. But with 6 of them, you're not going to have any issue. If you wanted to, the guys out there welding rebar, you could have him weld a plate on, another plate on the leg of the J-bolt so that it couldn't pull up or down. A minor point, but it could be done just weld a T-bar across it somewhere. You'll never have an issue. 7-3 guys, I'm out of here, but we can help you along as you go there, Mark. No problems. Piece of cake. But do document 7-3 K6MYC.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, guys. 7-3.
Hey, Mark, the way they recommend it now is there's a little plate. I can't remember if it's a 3-inch square or 4-inch square that you double nut on the end of your anchor bolts, and that won't pull out. So, and if you've got double bolts, you might be able to get a plate. It has to be, I think they spec it out to be 5/8 thick steel. So you could get a piece of steel that goes around both bolts and is down there. That definitely will stop it from pulling out.
Yeah. Hey, when you did your rebar, Mike mentioned welding the rebar together or a nut to the rebar or something for the bolts, but then I thought he said something about connecting the rebar together with welding. Are they using the tie wire stuff on yours, or are they welding those pieces of rebar together to make your cage?